Hi, this is Paul Spica with Spica Real Estate, and you're watching our first time home buyer video series. In our last video, we talked about going out with your agent to look at homes for the first time. It's very, very exciting to go look at homes. Lots of emotions flying around. You're seeing new things. You're seeing lots of different things. And so maybe you've come home and you're starting to process all of the homes that you've seen, 5, 10, 15 homes, whatever the case is. Now it's time to start narrowing down that list. Experience shows that it's highly unlikely that you'll buy a home that you saw the first time you go out. It's even less likely that you'll buy the first home. And we encourage people to see a lot of homes, because the more homes that you've seen, the more confident you'll be when you see the right home. I was taught this early on, that you don't buy the first pair of jeans that you try on. You try on a bunch of them so that you know what jeans feel like when they don't fit and what they feel like when they do fit. And so the same is true with homes. It's good to go through homes that don't fit what you're looking for, and usually you don't know that till you get in it. But that home doesn't work for me because of X, Y, and Z. This home does because of A, B, and C. And you don't know that until you've gone through this home over here. We encourage clients to be very quick to say no to homes that just simply don't make the cut. If we've done our homework on the front end and we know what we're looking for in a home, that it has to have these 3 things, and we'd really like these 4 things. If it doesn't have those 3 things, maybe we shouldn't even be looking at it in the first place. Or maybe if it's got 2 of the 3 and it's got some of the other things that we really want, maybe it's worth looking at. One thing that I do hear frequently is, this home could work for us if we do this and we do this, and eventually we knock down this wall and we completely redo the kitchen. If we do this, we do this, we do this, this home would be perfect for us. And I often slow clients down and I say, are you willing to take on a fixer-upper? Are you willing to do that level of work? And then the question becomes, will the home be worth it if you put that much money into it? Do you have the time? Do you have the resources to do that level of work? Bottom line, are you looking for a fixer-upper? If the answer is no, maybe the house appears to work, but if you have to do 5 things to make it work, then it might not be worth it for you. We strongly encourage clients not to settle for a home, not to settle for something that is less than what you're looking for, regardless of time constraints, regardless of everything. And while we do have to take all of our situation into account, the moment that you settle is the moment that you open up the door to buyer's remorse. And this is such a big decision. We strongly encourage clients to have realistic expectations, but let's not settle just because, whatever that because is, because nobody likes to settle when you're talking about something as big as a home. In a very competitive market, when there's very little on the market, it's hard to do this, but we encourage clients to be patient. It takes time. It takes time to find the right home. It takes time to be educated and to know what is a good home for you and what's not a good home for you. And so simply being patient, being willing to go through the process of looking. And sometimes we find something right away, sometimes it takes time. And then ultimately, once we do find the home, again, we need to be patient and work through that whole process. Talk through the houses that you've seen with your agent. Keep in mind that your agent does this for a living. They help other buyers and other sellers through this process, and they will be a very valuable resource through this whole decision-making process. They do this all the time. They may be able to ask you questions that you didn't even know to ask. A good agent will act as a sounding board as you, maybe you and your spouse are talking about what you're looking for in a home. Ask the agent, hey, what questions aren't we asking? What questions should we be asking? You know us well. What should we be looking for in a home? Use your agent as a sounding board. Once you've taken your initial list of 5, 10, 15 houses and narrowed it down, go back and take a second look. If you've narrowed it down to 1, 2, 3 homes, go back and take a second look at them. I'm blown away sometimes when you go into a home for the second time, what your eyes see the second time that they didn't see the first time. Whether it's because you're there in the morning, the last time you were there in the evening, and all of a sudden the morning sun shows all the imperfections on the wall, the bad paint job, the ripples in the floor, or you went when we had fresh snow on the ground, and now you're there and there's no snow on the ground, and you can see things differently. Besides just the physical, mentally, we see things differently when we go into a place for the second time. What I have found is, and I see this in myself, I go through a home and I see for the first time, I see the floor plan and I see the aesthetics. I see the stainless steel, I see the granite, I see the hardwood floors. The second time I go through, I'm able to see past those things. Maybe those stainless steel appliances are 15 years old. That granite, maybe there's a whole bunch of chips in it. So you start to see past those things that the first time you went through, either we didn't have the time or we just weren't looking that deep. But when you're looking for the second time, all of a sudden you're saying, this might be the home. I'd like to know a little bit more about it. And like I mentioned, we like to go look at homes the second time at a different time of day. It's extremely valuable. It's a little thing, and when your schedule allows for it, it's very, very helpful. Ultimately, that process of looking, we go look at a bunch and then we look at some again. And if they don't make the cut, the phrase that I use is we rinse, lather, and repeat. We do it again. We go out and look at more. And then if we like them, we look at them a second time. And the hope is that once we find one, we stop that process and we actually make an offer on a home. But we do that until we find the right home. Sometimes that takes a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months, or sometimes longer, depending on exactly what you're looking for. Everybody's home buying experience is different. There is no one size fits all. If yours takes longer and yours takes shorter, that's fine. There isn't a right or wrong way to do it. But having an experienced agent on your side will help, and asking the right questions up front pays dividends in the long run. Once you've found the home that you're looking for, the home of your dreams, the next step is to write an offer. And in our next video, we'll talk about what does it mean to make an offer? How do we make an offer? That's where the fun, that's where the negotiations begin. Again, I'm Paul Spica with Spica Real Estate. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks.